Hey everyone, so I've been seeing a ton of buzz around the Canon EOS C50 lately, especially among filmmakers and content creators who want cinema-quality footage without breaking the bank. I finally got my hands on one, and after putting it through its paces, I can see why it's getting so much attention. If you're curious about what this camera can do, the link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Now, the first thing that really stands out is the newly developed 7K full-frame CMOS sensor. That's a big deal because it gives you incredible detail and dynamic range right out of the gate. I tested it in a low-light interview setup, and even in dim lighting, the footage retained a ton of detail in both shadows and highlights. That's not something you get from every camera in this price range, so if you're shooting narrative work or high-end YouTube content, this sensor is a game changer. Another feature that's super practical is the variety of sensor modes. You've got full frame 3, which is great for that cinematic look, but you can also switch to Super 35 or even crop modes depending on your lens setup. I was shooting with vintage glass recently, and the Super 35 mode helped me get a tighter field of view without losing too much quality. It's nice to have that flexibility, especially if you're working with different lenses or styles. The dual base ISO is another standout. This camera has base ISO settings of 800 and 3200, which means you can shoot in really bright or really dark environments without cranking up the gain and introducing noise. I took it out to a concert venue where the lighting was all over the place, and even at ISO 3200, the footage looked clean and usable. That kind of reliability is huge when you're on a tight schedule and don't have time to fuss with settings. Now, let's talk about the video specs. The EOS C50 can record 7K 60p internally in RAW, which is insane for a camera at this price point. I didn't have a massive SSD array with me, so I stuck to 4K 120p high frame rate recording for slow-motion shots. The footage was buttery smooth, and the detail was impressive. I also played around with the simultaneous 2K crop recording, which is perfect if you need a separate feed for monitoring or live streaming while you're shooting in 4K. The autofocus is another area where this camera shines. Canon's dual pixel AF is reliable, and I found it worked well even with fast-moving subjects. I shot a short documentary recently where I had to follow a subject through a crowded market, and the camera kept them in focus without me having to constantly adjust. That kind of ease of use is invaluable when you're trying to capture authentic moments. Build quality is solid too. The body feels robust, and the menu system, while a bit complex at first, is logical once you get the hang of it. I also appreciate the dual card slots, which give you peace of mind for backup recording. I've had too many close calls with single card setups, so having that redundancy is a huge plus. Now, no camera is perfect, so let's talk about a couple of things to keep in mind. The battery life is decent but not outstanding. If you're shooting all day, you'll definitely want to bring extras or a charger. Also, while the menu is functional, it's not the most intuitive. It took me a little while to find some of the deeper settings, so be prepared to spend some time in the manual. Overall, the Canon EOS C50 is a fantastic option for filmmakers and creators who want high-end features without the Hollywood budget. It's versatile, reliable, and delivers stunning image quality. If you're in the market for a cinema camera that won't break the bank, this one's worth a serious look. If you want to see the latest pricing or check out the full specs, the link is below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.